Luca, kitty bear. So we're at Sahasrara, and it was remarkable how, firstly, how the whole chakra system has become a common vocabulary in my house. When you would think that a ex-ski maker, firefighter, medic, ambulance driver would start throwing around chakra terms, it's pretty great. And that it was really stuck in a place of worry and a place of insufficiency. And so as a result of that, he began to look at his work and see his insufficiency there. And he began to look at our relationship and see his insufficiency there. The things that we believe, we seek to substantiate them. We want to prove them right, want to make sense of them and find out where else they exist in our world. Our mind is made to find and substantiate patterns. And so our fundamental belief is so important. And if we think, I am insufficient in any way, we will find reason to believe it. We will find reason to prove it right. I will never be different. Whatever it is, or this person will never forgive me, or this aspect will never change. My garage will never be clean. It can be small, but it is constant. And in that belief, it lands in our posture. It comes down into the body, and the slightest shifts and change begin to take place. I believe that I am capable begins to change my chest and my breath. I believe that I am important to this day. I have height in my spine. I believe that I deserve to be dignified. I deserve that there is order in my home and in my time. I believe I can trust myself. I believe I am trusted and trustworthy. I believe I am held in light. As I begin to believe these things, my body changes. My breathing changes inside my body. And so why do we practice? Why do we move the physical body? Because it works in reverse as well. I change my physical body. I come out of a seated posture. I stand up tall. I believe I am taller. And in that height, I believe I have a contribution to make. I believe there is more light, more freedom, more awareness. So as you move through your body today, just notice that what you're shifting, yes, is connective tissue, yes, is posture, yes, is function, but what you're shifting is a belief. Just start to continually feel, that's better, oh, and that's better, and that's better, because I'm coming closer and closer to my innate self, which is phenomenal and beautiful and bright. I can feel it. It's not about intellectualizing, it's about feeling your body as a reflection of what you believe. And so we'll fire up the navel and then we'll rinse out through the legs. The legs and the hips and the low back hold so much. We'll bring it up through the spine, turn upside down, open the chest, and come back to rest on the back. Just feel how the body changes, and as it changes, keep changing your belief. The power of Sahasrara runs everything else. Everything else moves through this filter. So come onto your back. Blocks, blankets, bolsters, set it aside, and as you lie down, let your feet be wide, your knees be bent, and let your knees wash side to side. Your feet loosen, your hamstrings loosen. Good. And then with your feet flat, draw your knees to your chest. Widen them and shake out your feet, roll your ankles. Loosen the grip between your ankle and your toe across the top of your feet. Flex, point your feet And again, roll the ankles. We hold tension all the way in the feet. And straightening the left leg, interlace your fingers over the right shin, draw the right knee close like you were rinsing it out like a great sponge. Lift the left heel and bring it down. So inhaling up and exhaling down. Oh, you're just starting to find the rhythm of your breathing and the rhythm of your movement. Both feet are flexed and you're reaching straight into the left heel as though you were coming to stand. And as you do, the left side of your abdomen gets clearer, firmer. Just move for 3. Both feet are flexed, toes are spread, 2. And your left heel down. Keep hold with your right hand, left hand overhead, and a little to the right corner of the mat. Stand in your left heel as though you were balancing. And so you're opening through the left hip, left chest. You can shake out your left knee. And bring it back into the middle. Interlacing over the left shin, right leg long, feet flexed, and right heel high and low. Keep holding the left shin a little closer, rinsing out the left low back and hip. Soften your face that already you're changing. I can do this. I'm doing this. It might have taken some effort to get here. For 3, flex your feet deeply, reach into the center of your right heel, toes drawn back. 1 more time. And keep your right heel down and your right hand overhead and a little to the left, so you're bowing the right side body. Drop your right ribs to the floor. Drop your right heel, drop the back of your right hand, elbows a little soft. You can turn your chin side to side, broaden your chest, stand in your right heel. And then bring it back in, hold the shins. So left foot to the floor, right hand behind your head and left hand overhead. Take your right heel to the far right corner, the front right corner of the mat. As you lift your head and shoulders, turn your right heel in and tap it with your left hand. Right? Inhale as you open back to the floor, and exhale as you rise up to tap. So you're turning your heel in, and then you're bringing your heel to the floor, which means that as you rise up, your right knee turns right, and then your knee faces the ceiling back to the floor. And use the same level of awareness as you come to the floor. Press into your right heel. Ha! Rise up. Now keep the tap and cross your left ankle behind your right. And then left foot down and open out. So exhale, tap, exhale, cross. Inhale down, inhale, open. To axe and in and in. 3. 2. And 1. Feet down. Left hand behind your head, right hand overhead. Left heel wide to the left corner. And then rising up, tap the left heel. Inhale, open. And turn your left knee to the left. And then turn your knee to the sky as you straighten out. Keep your left foot flexed. Press into the heel so that it's very deliberate. And it isn't simply falling in and out, but there's a press to the floor. Keep the tap, cross your right behind the left, and foot down and inhale, open. And exhale, tap, and exhale, cross, and inhale down and inhale, open. So with this little rounding, the tuck of the chin into the body, open the back of your spine. And as you lay back down, open the front of the chest 1 more time. So the belly is bright and warm. Hands wide, feet flat, and then walk your heels out wider than your mat, arms wider than your heels. Starfish. I am a being of light. Feel the heat exactly at your navel, radiating in all directions. This space, I am able. I am in integrity, I am in alignment, I am in trust, I am able. I take action from here, from this light.
Shake your feet out side to side. Shake your knees up and down. And then as you come up, hands and knees. Put a blanket under your knees and your shins if you choose. Have your blocks up at the top. And with your hands and knees steady, you'll draw your right knee into your chest and then the ball of your right foot back behind you. So in and back. Using the sensation at the navel as a guide. And using the right thigh like a pump to drive your breath. And then using your chin to open and close the front and the back of your throat. Put it all together. So we're moving what's been inert into motion. Bring your right knee to your shoulder and cross it to the left behind you. Start to bring your ear towards your knee, your ear towards your shoulder, so that you're curling into the right side of the spine and then opening it out. 3, and 2. Good. Step your right foot wide. Heel is in the same line as your left knee. Come to your fingertips and hips to your heels, fold back. As you inhale, lengthen and stand in your outer foot. And then exhale, keep the outer foot as a guide, taking your hip back and start to open the top of your foot. Especially if you broke your foot recently, stretch out the top of your foot. Fractured, if you fractured your little toe. And then stay back and move a little bit side to side. You're on your fingertips. There's a levity. Space of the arch of your right foot. The inner knee, the inner thigh. Feel where it joins right at the base of the pubic bone. And rising up, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Put a block under your left hand. So you have your left hand wider than the mat, your right toes pointing out in a big circle. And take that circle all the way from your heel, through your hip, through your hand. And so this action is getting us unstuck. Take your time and move from your navel in all directions. And you keep your right arm beside your right ear and your hips move forward and back. You're drawing your toes back and land on your heel. You're turning your chin up into your armpit. And as you reach out, pause and put a big bend in your right knee and stay. Slowly, slowly turning the right ribs right. Good. Turn your right toes in and heel toes so that your knee and your heel are in one line. Reach your right hand straight back, and this will open your chest. Look over your right shoulder to your right thumb, straight back. Press your left palm down and broaden your chest. Use your right heel to draw your hips forward and your right hand back. There's space in the chest. Now that's a perfect place to stay. You feel frisky? Hold your outer left foot. 3. Because you just can't help but try. 2, maybe later. It's very early for this sort of gripping, binding nonsense. Hands down. Here we go. Knees wide, chest goes right to tail. Better. So step both hands to the left side and sink your right palm is heavy, right elbow is heavy, right shoulder is heavy, right hip is heavy. Just allowing the whole right side to be long. As you bring your hands to the center, left palm is down. Put your right hand on top. Square your hips. Square your right ribs down. And as you rise up, sweep your right hand high, opening through the chest. Now the hips and ribs turn. So on your exhale, square your ribs down. And on your inhale, pull apart and turn open for 5. And for 4.
all the way through the side of the chest, through the side of the spine. And go one more. And keep it up, pause. Turn your right palm forward. And allow the hands to come apart. So the left palm goes further into the floor and the right hand comes up higher. And then back down, we're going to find dog. Just tuck your toes. And as you press back, there'll be a significant difference between left side and right side. And so if I was in the left side of my body, I would believe that that is who I am. It feels to me constricted, sort of some aspects are open, some are not. But I am also my right side body experience. And my right hand, right hip, right heel are so long and present and three-dimensional. This is why we practice. Feel the change you've made. Feel the difference right to left. And knees down. Left knee to chest. Left toes come back. Tuck your chin to your knee and look forward, toe back. So we are relieving from ourselves, from our body, from our sensation. The places that grow short and tight. Because they inform, if I feel this way, I must be this way. Let's let it change. The thighs swinging the breath out of your body. Work there. Bring your left knee to your shoulder and cross right. And you're bringing your ear towards your knee. So you're finding both sides of your neck. You're finding the sides of your spine. 3. Yeah. 2. And step your left foot wide, foot flat to the floor, fingertips, right toes tuck under. And with a tuck of your chin, hips to your heels, fold it back. Just find the first one, and as you rise up, become very light on your fingers. Seal the left outer foot and fall. Seal the left outer foot and stretch the sides and the top of the ankle. Take your time. And as you go back, left footprint is clear into the floor. Left toes are long, a little bit side to side. A little bit side to side. So that you're opening from your ankle in all directions, across the top of the foot to the toes, all the way through the side to the heel, from your inner ankle to your inner knee to your inner thigh. And rise up. And step your left foot outside of your left hand. And put your block underneath your right hand. Turn your left toes out. And big reverse circles. So as your front knee bends, reach forward. And as you send your hips back, reach back. That the momentum of your hips starts to move through the whole of your body. Yeah. So if you can keep the sole of your foot alive. Right? So that it's not like a flipper, but it's very dexterous, like a hand. Notice where it needs to go, where it's lost or blind. And then the arm beside the ear, hips forward and back. A little bit deeper into the side body, into the belly. And then softly bending the front knee. Stay. So that the left ribs may open left and the right hand presses down. Turn your left toes forward. If you need, bring your right hand under your shoulder more clearly. And then your left hand to reach back, thumb points up. Hugging your left knee into center, right? So you have to turn your navel left. A perfect place right here. Right hand press down, broaden your chest, even a lift of the chin. If you like, catch hold of the outer right foot. Let your breathing get bigger into this shape. Out through the left shoulder, out through the left thumb behind you. And letting go, left hand comes down, set your block aside. As you fold into your child, take a big step with your hands to the right. So that you are releasing through the left hip. The left hand is heavy. The left elbow, the left shoulder, the left ribs. Good. Come into the middle. Put your right hand down to center, put your left hand down on top. Reach your heels back a little more and wrap your left ribs down. So that'll be your exhale. As you rise, left hand draws away from right, roll your left ribs open, and then wrap your left ribs down. 5. And you're just rolling from the tail right through the point at the top of your head, using the rib cage to turn the spine a little bit further. And on your last one, you'll rise up and pause with the left hand pointing towards the front of your mat. Your shoulder blades away from your jaw. The left palm turns, the thumb and the pinky drawn apart, the middle finger long. And can you feel that all the way through your arm, through your heart, and down through the opposite palm? The left side hip and waist. And set down into your downward facing dog and notice left side, right side. Walk your dog at first to wag your tail, to feel it through the feet. Anywhere that needed a little extra motion. And let your walking become smaller and smaller. Keep the bend in the knees, anchor into the balls of your fingers, and down into the base of your thumb as you wrap your outer shoulders back, extend into your hands. And then the hips come high and the knees soften, so there's this tiny lift of the tail. Broaden your palms to broaden your armpits. Walk your feet to your hands. Hands to your hips. Stand up tall. Turn your palms forward and just stand to land in the center of your heels. And from the center of your heels, let your feet be long beneath you. Let your toes lengthen from the balls of your feet to the tips of your toes. So just feel it from the heels to the balls of your feet can open, and how that opens through the center of your body. And from the balls of your feet to the tips of your toes is really analogous to the heart and the head. So keeping that sensation, just reach up tall. Palms face each other without touching. Draw your shoulders down softly so that your neck is free. And notice if you pull up your shoulders, you can't go anywhere. So you drop your shoulders, and there's a freedom turning left and turning right. Good, knees bent, hands wide, fold. Left foot steps back, left knee down, hands up high. So touch your shoulders on the way up and see what happens. Elbows wide. And as you bring your elbows wide, the chest wants to bow out. And instead, bring your navel in and your ribs in and your elbows back. Now hands up, look up. And then hands down. Step back, down, up. The left foot will step up. And the right knee will come down. How you doing, Lord? Hands to your shoulders. So the ribs, Stephanie, pull your ribs into your body. That's it. Keep that. Now reach up. There's it. And set it down. Good. Stepping up. Hands wide. Sit down. Thumbs up. Heart up. Ribs in. Hands high. Just as you did on the floor. Hands wide. Fold down. Right knee back. So hands to shoulders. And hands up high. And hands to shoulders and fold. There's your
exhale, step back. There's your inhale, long and smooth. On your exhale, right foot up, left knee down. On your inhale to the shoulders. On your inhale, take it up. The breath gets bigger. Exhale down, exhale fold. We'll find it. Step up. Inhale. Ribs in, hands up. Knees bend, hands wide. Fold, fold, foot back. Breath out. Inhale up, inhale up. Exhale, shoulder, exhale, floor. Step back, inhale, dog, long, big, smooth. Exhale, left foot up, right knee down. Inhale, shoulders, inhale up. Exhale, shoulders, exhale, floor. Step up, smooth it out, sweep wide. The inhale comes up. And the exhale folds down and the right foot steps back and the right knee comes down. Let it fold, let it unfold. Let the breath follow your body. Let the body make the breath bigger. The right foot up, the left knee down. Flushing it out, inhaling it up. And exhaling it down. One more round, step up, sit down, sweep wide. Unfolding, heels down, toes long. And fold, or if it's a lot in your feet, stay in a forward fold. Left foot steps back, left knee down, hands up. Stay there for 3 counts, Lori, okay? Just right there, hands down. Step back, thumbs up. Left foot up, right knee down. After 3 breaths, Lori, just change length. And set it down. Step up, sweep wide, sit down, reach up. Last time, folding down all you've got. Right foot back, right knee down. Inhaling up, big and strong. And down. And dog. And right foot. And left knee, and hands up high. Lori will meet you in dog or hands, knees. Step up. Sit down, sweep wide. Good, good, good. Hands wide, fold. Step back, dog or child. 3 breaths. Base of your knuckles into the floor. Base of your thumb into the floor. So the thumbs spin down, the outer shoulders spin open. Outer arms wrapping back towards your feet. A little bend in your knees, press into your feet. Bend your knees, set it down, and you'll have a block. If you walk your hands towards the right side, you can step your left foot up. And we're lifting the right thigh to set the block. On its tallest setting. If you want to, you can get rid of the blanket. It makes it wobbly for you. So you're coming to land with your right thigh on that block. So cool, awesome. So you can have a hand down and an elbow on your opposite knee, but your heel and your left knee are in alignment. And your back toes are tucked under. So stay here looking forward if you choose. And the right thigh is lifting. And as you lift it, you're broadening through the collarbone, shoulder down your back. Or right hand can come up, left hand on thigh. Or trust that block. Fall into the block and hold opposite elbows. So the back heel reaches back to stand in the wall behind you. Your heart falls back into your body. And the way we had our fingers on our shoulders and the ribs wrapping back, same thing right here. It's just a little bit bigger. Keep wrapping your right hip forward as though gathering your inner thighs and stand in your right heel. One more. Reach your hands up, look up, and then set down. Ha! Step back down dog. Just notice what you make, what it changes, how it opens the right side. That there's a difference in my breathing. Right thigh, right armpit, right shoulder, right heel. Use your black breath to flush those lines. So palms are planted. Turn your right heel in.
And your right toe's out, and put your left foot just a little half step forward, and the knee is bent, heel is lifted, and circle your right hip. And find all the ways your right hip is connected to your feet and your hands. And just gather all of last week out of your body and out of your breath. And pause, reverse your circle. I can feel it in the right side of my jaw, shoulder, and dog. Good. So set your block on the left. Step your hands to the left if it helps, and step your right foot forward, bending your knee. Bring the left thigh to the block. So this option of hands down and a hand on your knee is fantastic. This is plenty. This can be enormous. So heel back. So that you can trust it, that you can even lift your back foot. That the lift of your thigh is creating space all through the left side of the body. Work there if there is best. Looking forward, heel back, or hand up, hand on thigh, or holding opposite elbow. Now trust the block. Put your thigh weight in that block. And what you're opening is deep down connective tissue from the mid-back all the way across the front of the hip. So let it shimmy, let it move, call it up. The elbows want to widen, the hands want to narrow, the elbows rise, and the hips sink. The left hip wraps forward and the left heel wraps back. And you reach up and you look up. And you set down. So the point isn't necessarily the posture. The point is what the posture provides. Palms down, space through the chest and the arms. Turn your left heel in, a little half step forward with the right. And then circle your left hip. You know, sometimes we'll clean the floor sort of by sweeping whatever we can see, even not even moving the books that are on the floor. And then there are days when we decide we're going to move all of the furniture and we're going to wash the floor. And that's really what you're up to right now. Reverse your circle is we are moving the furniture and we're shifting what's caught inside because that changed our belief. Dog. Notice. Notice. Good. Downward facing dog. Keep it steady. Just notice. You can walk your dog if you need to, but find quiet. Base of the knuckles, thumb down. Outer shoulders wrap back, drop your head. Knees soften, hips up higher. From the hips, just reach your heels back and down without force. Start to feel the front and the bottom of the body and the back of the body. They match. And your feet walk to your hands and your knees are soft and your hands hold opposite shins. To floor. Take your fingertips forward, take your seat deep down. And just drop your hips to stand up tall. Again, ribs back, heels down, thumbs back, stay, shoulders down. As your shoulders down, you open your elbows. There we go, open your hands. Even the little webbing between the fingers. And as you open the webbing, feel the ease through your shoulders, widen your upper back. Open the backs of your knees. Open the length of your feet. Awesome. Take your hands wide and you'll take your right thumb down and the back of your hand to your spine. Left hand comes back up, which means your left foot steps back. It's a small step, just 3 to 4 feet. To inhale, square hips lift up, hinge at the hip, forward fold, soft bend in the front knee if you need to. Now find, do you need a block? A block under your left hand, so there's some support at the base.
Swing your hips towards the center, tuck your chin as you can. So this will be exhale, rising back up will be inhale.
On your exhale, imagine you're flushing the tension out of the backs of the legs.
Rising.
Lift it up, square it off, fold it down. Good, without holding your breath.
Stay here. Hips towards center, scissor your thighs and feel length from your heels to your toes belong. Right fingertips to the floor, point them back.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
Square your hips. Stephanie, trust your feet more. Out of your hips and into your feet. Good, right hand to your hip. Bend your right knee. Left hand to your hip. Stand up and pivot on your feet. Bring your block with you to face the left foot behind you.
And the left hand wide, thumb down. Back of the hand to the spine, right hand up. And you know where we're going. Exhale, we fold, coming down.
Inhale, rising, we come up.
And exhale. So you're smoothing your breathing. Smooth the inhalation. And smooth the exhalation. Perfect. Keep your right hand to the block. Hips swing to the right.
Long from heel to toe. The right arm opens, the right shoulder opens. The left fingertips to the floor, they point back. The breath is smooth. Left hand to your hip, look to your left big toe. Bring the block in your right hand with you.
Stand up tall, pivot. So you're facing the right foot. Bring your block inside the right foot. Now your stance is a little bit bigger. Nice. Arms wide. Now turn your palm open, and as you reach back, that palm stays open. And as you reach forward, the left hand stays back and the right hand comes down to the block or to the shin. Right? Use your left fingertips to bring you back up. The left arm never moves up and go all the way down towards your triangle in the legs. Your left fingertips drawing you back. Open the left side. And then the right hand comes down. Hand to the block on its edge, on its tail, or on its belly. How high does it need to be? Left hand comes overhead. And then the left hand goes back towards your hip, look down. Left heel down. Left hand overhead, look up under your armpit. And then down. Smooth your breathing and keep it overhead. And anchor from your left hip to your left heel. Smooth your breathing will change your connective tissue from the outer hip, through the outer shoulder, through the outer fingertips. As your left hand comes back, bend your right knee, take your block with you. Pivot on your feet and send it inside the left foot. So check that your heels are just on two separate lines. Because when you pivot, sometimes you can cross your heels. Turn your right palm back. Spread your fingers. This hand doesn't move. Left hand comes up. So your left hand is drawing your left shoulder back. 3 times. Find your way in and out. And you're cutting a path. You're finding out what's in the way, what's open. You're adjusting the movement of your body to open your inner arms. Navel to spine, right arm stays long. And then you're keeping the left hand down, either the block on its side, on its belly, on its back, and the right hand comes over the top. And now the right hand moves down to the hip, looking down, right hand up, over the top, looking up. 2 more times, your pace, your breath, smooth your breathing. And then once it's over the top, pause right there. Looking up under your armpit, from your right hip to your right heel, from your right shoulder to your right fingertips. Bring the block with you, right hand back, look down, and come to the front. You'll step both feet up. Set your block to the right. Pause, heels down, feet long. So as soon as you can find length in your toes, you can find length elsewhere. When we're gripping our toes, it's as though my face is connected to my feet, like grr. So long heels to the ball of the feet. From the ball of the feet to the tips of your toes. Feeling it through your body. And looking down, see that your feet are at least hip distance. And a wag of the tail. Fingertips to the floor. Bend in the knees. Take your left hand to your right shin. And your right hand wide to the right. And turn your navel to the right side. Press your left thigh back. And turn right. Bigger bend in your right knee. So you're bringing your nose all the way outside the right side of your knee. Your left elbow's heavy. It's a little bit of a turn. Find center. Right hand holds the left shin. Both knees start bent. Elbow heavy. And as you send your right thigh back, turn to the left. Drop your head. Feeling it through the upper back. The right shoulder blade, the right waist. To the center. Good. So bring your fingertips down, bring your seat back, wag tail. Take your left elbow outside of your right knee. Bigger bend in your knees. Bigger bend in your knees. Palms together. Bigger bend in your knees. Work here, or heel toe your left foot closer to your right. Hug your knees together, drop your seat, turn your navel, turn your chin. Awesome, rinse 3. Work there, or left hand down, right hand high. You can use your block or not. You can sit down or not. You're perfect where you are. Ha. And then look down. Step your feet apart. Wag your tail, walk your dog. Get super juicy. Wherever you need to go, turn your head side to side, wag your tail, feel it out. Sit your seat down. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Palms together, sit it down. So the feet are wide. You got a little bit more of a base. Work there, or heel toe your right foot closer. Feet together, knees together, sit your seat down, turning left. Drop your seat to find the turn for 2. Ha for 1. As you let go, look down, step back, downward facing dog. And let it all the way out. Put both feet to the left side. Step your left in front of your right. Bring your knees down to the floor. So your left knee's in front of your right knee and your feet are wide. Look forward. Circle your hips. And feel all the ways that the grip of your hips is up around your ribs, is in your breath. Find the middle, and on your exhale, you just fold your hips right back between your heels, as little or as much as you like. Fold in. On your inhale, rise.
A little arch at the back, look forward, feel length in the front body. As you fold back, tuck your chin. And feel length in the back body. Go one more time at your pace. And then we'll stay back in this cross-legged child for 3 breaths. And you take your time. Take your time. If you've gone too deep, come out further than you need to. And then find your way in with tenderness. Now, can you feel the length in your feet? From your heels to your toes. Soften your inner thighs, your outer hips. Drop your head. Soften through the thighs and the knees. Your attention out through the shin bones to your feet till you can wiggle the tips of your toes and it softens your face. To rise up. Beautiful. Tuck your toes. Find your dog. There's a quiet. Explore what's changing in your legs and in your waist. Walk your feet to the right. Step your right in front of your left. Bring your knees down. Flatten the tops of your feet. Circle. It's a different circle, right? That fold has taken you deeper, closer to the bone, further into the connections. Let it get a lighter and a little quicker. Just give yourself permission to be changed, for it to affect the inner organs, for it to change your mood. And from that mobility, find center and sink right into the heart of it. Rinse. On your inhale, you rise up. On your exhale, you fold back. You go 3 times in total, and then stay back. Everything that you've carried with the great strength of your legs, you can rinse it out. And that last one, you just stay be. Stay be. Softening your inner thighs, your outer hips. Down through the thigh, through the hamstrings to the knees. Down through the shins to your heels until the tips of your toes. Can you find the hint of a smile? Can you open your face, your jaw, your lips, the root of your tongue? Perfect. To rise up, to tuck toes. This is the best part. Ready? Here's your dog, just for a beat. That's the preview. And you walk your feet to your hands. Bring your blocks with you. Sit down. Lie back. And now walk your legs out long. Shake out your feet, shake out your legs, and let all the tension of your legs drop out. And it's so important right here to let your legs drain. Keep the feet side to side, the knees up and down. Keep encouraging that shift, that rinse. If you need to, I tend to sort of sweep from the center of my pelvis as though I had crumbs or flour on my lap and on my low belly, and I flick it clear, all the tension of the low belly that's held in the pelvis, letting it through. Keep
shaking out the knees, shaking out the feet, and as you do, feel how the navel and low belly can become longer. And we just want to support that lengthening by taking the blocks, walk your feet in, and lift your hips. Put the blocks on their belly, side by side, and rest your palms down. Lifting your heart by sitting in your hips, tuck a shoulder under, tuck another. The sensation of tucking a fitted sheet around the corner of a mattress. And that allows the back of your neck to be long, your palms down, your heart floats up. So this is from our Kundalini warm-up. Keep your left palm flat, take your right hand overhead. And with the back of your hand resting, let your right knee wash a little in and out. So your foot stays heavy, your hip stays open, your right shoulder's heavy, and your right knee moves. Just allow it to fall a little side to side. So that when it's still, there's an ease. Maybe there's a little tremble, and the tremble is a nervous release, which is great. And the right hand comes down. Right palm flat to the floor, left hand comes overhead. Tuck your shoulder under, lift your heart. And then the left knee can fall in and out. Yes. Pause, finding neutral. Let the left heel, left shoulder be heavy. And as much as this can seem very simple, it's a big, beautiful release for the hips when you've been sitting. Left palm down, stand in your feet, lift your hips, block, bring their bellies together, rest them on their sides. Tuck your shoulders, palms down. Right hand overhead, right knee moves just maybe 2 inches each direction, it's slight. And now there's more emphasis on your exhalation, dropping into the tops of your shoulders, lengthening naturally through the back of your neck, inviting from the base of your right ribs all the way through your right heel, inviting that line to open. Just with the breath. And your right hand down and your left hand overhead and the back of your left hand to the floor. And now the left heel moves. And then it's still and you find neutral and the left heel is heavy and the left shoulder's heavy and the breath fills the left side. And the left hand down. Work again here or stand in your feet. Turn your blocks on their tails. You might find you've made more space than you think. Tuck your shoulders under again. Just one more time. The right hand overhead. The left hand is heavy. The palms are open. Right hand down and the left hand overhead. Last one. And the left hand down. Stand in your feet, lift your hips, keep your blocks aside, bring it down. Keep your knees bent, heels wider than toes. And let your low back widen and settle.
one of your blocks, lift your hips and put it lengthwise across the low back, just one of them. So you can draw your feet off the floor, your hands to your thighs, and then your heels up. So the knees stay soft and you're resting the low back. Lift your heart just as you did before. Letting the legs drain. Flex the feet, perhaps lengthening the back of the knees and opening. Reaching into the tips of your toes. Keep all of the legs and the hips the same. Take your hands overhead. Hold opposite elbow. And as you stand in your feet, you may have a little tremble in the legs. Try to widen your elbows and your hands. Try to narrow your elbows. You're calling the energy from your navel up into your heart. Your breath is big in the space behind your heart, the tops of the collarbone. One more breath. So that you can bend your knees, bring your hands down, lift your hips, take that block away, heels long, hands on thighs, legs to the floor, feet side to side, knees up and down, complete release of the legs. That there's this light that fills the legs, the navel, all the way up now towards the chest. Our innate state is this golden freedom, no tension, no holding. The cells are in connection with one another. They function more fully, they support one another. The nervous system connected to the muscle fed oxygen with the blood. The blood moved with the muscle held by the bone. How interconnected you are. And you roll right over on your belly. And so you may be facing the back of your mat, and if that throws you off, you can totally move to the front of your mat, but just turning over on your belly, facing the back of your mat.
Wag your tail, put some weight in your pelvis. Palms are under the shoulders, chest is broad. Lift your feet, point your toes. Palms down beside your ribs, elbows in. And as you widen your feet, that's your inhale. Zip your feet together, that's your exhale. Point your toes. Inhale, open, and exhale, close. And with each closure, your legs are straightening more fully. You're rinsing out from your navel to your toes. And as your feet come together, you're wrapping your elbows in. You're wrapping your shoulder blades to your spine. That you're integrating from outer edge to inside the bone. For 3. Hugging the heels in, hugging the belly into the body. Good, good, good. Coming back together. Keep the feet together. Put the tops of your feet flat and take the pinky edges of your hand down. Press your left hand down and your right foot down to raise the right hand, left foot. So opposite hand, opposite foot. To press down, rise up. Press down, rise up. Inhale, up, exhale, down. Tuck your chin. And now keep your hips steady and keep your shoulders steady. And you're increasing the strength, the line from opposite shoulder to opposite hip through the back and out the toes. 3, 2, 1. Good. Draw your elbows back. Palms float. Feet on the floor. Reach your right hand to the left and elbow back. Inhale, left hand to the right, elbow back. Inhale, exhale. And each time you draw back, navel to spine. So we're in the muscles of the upper back. Firm your legs. So the legs are nice and heavy and useful. And you're opening through the side body. You're clearing the sides of your lungs and the upper back. Good, you're going to do both arms out and both arms back. You're going to go out the mouth. One more. Feet flat. Sphinx, elbows down, heart up, pause, notice your head now. Hips are very heavy. Hips are very heavy. Widen your hands. Elbows are in and hands are wide. Yeah. Plant your palms to lift your elbows. Now stay long in the low back. Firm your legs, and your legs are doing the work, and you're rinsing from the hips, the thighs, all the way to the tips of your toes. All the way. The legs are holding up your heart. Turn your chin to the right and then your chin to the left. One more. Good. Bring your elbows back down. Closer, closer, closer. Elbows in, elbows in, elbows in. Chin in. Now open the back of your neck. Elbows as close as they can come. And now imagine trying to draw them wide. Good. Your head is heavy. Your forehead is heavy. You're trying to widen your elbows, but they can't move. And then raise your head. Lift your heart. Walk both hands to the right. So let your heels be wide, a little bit wider, and walk your hands as far to the right as they'll go. Now drop your left ribs. So remember when you had your knee to your shoulder and your nose towards your knee, right when we were warming up. So we're closing the right side of the spine. We're opening the left side of the spine. All the way up to the left side of your ear. And then walk back through center. Sticky stuff. Feet wide. Walk to the left. So the hips are heavy. And the right ribs are wrapping down. And you're allowing as much of a bow into the right side body as possible. Ear to your shoulder. And back into the middle. And we're turning over. So this is why we're pointing to the back, but then you couldn't see me. So you'll have to turn over on your back with your feet towards me. As you turn your palms open, it's not Shavasana, it's a rebound, it's a letting go, it's a finding neutral. And we're nearly finished. Just notice. So if we were to say this is Shavasana now, we would have a very dispersed sense of our energy. Later in the afternoon, it would be difficult to make decisions. Later in the afternoon, we would feel sort of run down, and quite naturally, we would want to eat or caffeinate or nicotine ourselves so that we had a little more go. So this is not how we want to finish, even though it might feel nice for a second to sort of fall open. We want to finish back in the navel, reassembled. So knees to the chest. And you'll use the knees to the chest to just roll yourself up. We're going to add a blanket right under the back edge of your hips to finish us out, back in the body. Right, does that make sense? Like if we finished all wobbly, don't do that. And then you'd be like, oh, it was a great class. You feel so relaxed. Don't go home like that. Nothing will get done. Nothing will get done. Hands up high. Little bend in the knees, so you're pulling your heels towards you. That pulls your heart up halfway forward. There's breath out. Find that. Inhale up. A little taller. Exhale forward.
the spine. Halfway, pull with your heels. And rise. So the legs are strong. Tuck your chin. Inhale up. Spread your fingers. You're activating your body. You're putting everything that we've done to use. Feet are flexed. Toes are back. Legs are strong. Navel to spine. Fingers are spread. Thumbs point back. We go 5. Close your eyes. Exhale, navel to spine. Reassemble yourself. Stay spacious and long. But come back into the belly. Good. One more time. Hold. Set your blanket aside. Hands up high. Drop your shoulders back. Lift your heels. Here's breath out. Hands up high. Here's breath in. Exhale, floating. Inhale, rising. So you are elevated, but you are embodied. You're strong in your center. And now draw the strength to your navel, then lift it up to your heart. Taller, taller, taller. For 3. And up. And for 2. One more. Just warning you, we're going to pause there for 3. For 2. Until you get a nice little tremble, until you get a nice little like, ah. Drop your feet, lift your hands, lift your heart, stay up tall. Interlace your fingers, flex your feet, press. Press into your palms, press into your heels. Reassemble yourself. The decisions are simple, direct, and intuitive. Your energy is under your command, neither faltering nor overwhelming. Hands come down to your thighs, sitting tall, notice the change. Crown of your head. I believe I am a being of light. I believe I am able to rest and able to act, able to hear, able to speak. I believe in myself. If all you have is your blanket, set it up behind you. If you have the 2 bolsters, make the T and go to the way that we finished. If you have a bolster, you'll set it behind you. It's at least a fist, if not a fist and a half, from the base of your tail. So that when you lie back, there's a little space and the back of your head is supported and the palms turn open. And it's into this space that we find rest. Don't do anything. Don't help me. Better. That's what you're looking for.
softening your expression, softening your breathing. And give yourself 2 or 3 bigger breaths right here. Falling into the quiet, giving yourself permission to set everything down. And as you settle, imagine the space around you. Let there be a circle around you. It can be made of light, flowers, stones. You are inside this great circle of stillness, safety. Let the rest of the world be at the outside of the circle. Let yourself rest inside the circle, at ease. Exhalation, feel yourself resting more fully as though the earth was rising up to hold you. Feel how the inhalation is an expansion. The back of your body rests on the floor. The backs of your heels, backs of your calves, backs of the thighs and the hips, the shoulders, backs of your hands, the back of your head. You use a mantra in your mind at the heels, where the heels rest on the ground. Feel there a mantra lam, 3 times at the heels. Lam, lam, lam. And the calves 3 times. And the backs of the hips. And the shoulders, repeating lam, lam, effortlessness of your body. More support than we realize, and that we hold ourselves together more often than we know. Fall apart. But you're doing it perfectly. Your practice is perfect. Your choices have brought you perfectly to this moment, but if it was alright, set everything down for a moment. Set everything down again. Feel what rushes in, what shows up. breath in your chest, like a yawn or a sigh. Feel your breath in your belly. And just join them, inhaling to the throat, and again to the ribs, and again to the belly, and exhaling from the belly, through the ribs, through the throat. The throat, the ribs, the belly, the belly, the ribs, the throat. Following this pattern, let it become smooth. A circular current that you initiate, but then simply fall into. That current already exists. Let it grow larger, fuller. A little bit longer, more robust, the hint of a smile. Bringing it all the way into your organs and your tissues and your cells. Feeling the capacity internally expand. I am more. I am more than that. I am unfolding. I can feel it through my arms, my fingers, through my belly, through my toes, through my face, through my thoughts. I am more. I am more than that. Filling the room, filling the space beyond the room, filling the space around your building, feeling the space above you and below you. That possibility and that quality of expanse flowing through the breath, beyond the breath, beyond the body, beyond your belief. I am this. Breath is full. And take a final breath, and you may pause it, you may move around it, you may adjust where and how it lands. Taking your hands overhead, stretching it out. And then rolling to your side to bring it up. Taking your time to find your seat. Interlacing your fingers at the top a little bit, side to side, a little bit front, a little bit back. You know where it needs to go. A little bit of a circle, drawing up out of the pelvis, through the ribs to the hands. And at the peak of your inhalation, pause a beat, and then sweep, releasing wide, shoulders, hands, breath. To pause and notice, I am this. This ease, this height, this light. At the crown of my head, I open. I believe I am light. I believe this light is love. How it it changes everything about the way you feel. Let your posture adjust in the slightest of ways and feel it. How is it different? How is the head more upright over the heart? How is the seat more stable into the ground? How is it that waves of generosity and capability are coming through? From there, sweep wide. From there, gather in. I am this. Palms to the forehead, center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste. Namaste. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, whatever time, whatever day you chose to show up or replay. So the warm-up from the back all the way to the first downward facing dog is about 25 minutes, and if that's what you got, it's fantastic. And if you're on your back, you're on your back and you're on hands and knees. And it's just such a great way of flushing out the hips, moving into those big circles, folding and unfolding until you simply land in your dog. And that can be all you require. You don't always have 90 minutes. But if you did, thank you for going front to back. Take it with you, use it well. So we'll be here next Saturday and the Saturday after. But between the 7th and the 21st, we have a break.